The Boston Celtics did what they were supposed to do. They went ahead and made the NBA Finals, but the real question is, are they going to be able to finish it and close it out and become NBA champions? Well, like I said, this was all around expected for the Boston Celtics this season. In the offseason that they went ahead and got Jrue Holiday, Porzingis, and really upgraded this roster to be even more impactful. After going to the Eastern Conference Finals last year, they were just going to get better, and look what happened. They were the first team in the Eastern Conference with 60 wins. I mean, you can't really get any better than that. And with the Eastern Conference being such an easy cakewalk because of, you know, the injuries that have happened, Dame and Giannis, the whole New York Knicks team, and now Tyrese Halliburton going down in the Eastern Conference Finals, you know, it's pretty much been a cakewalk for them this year in the playoffs, which I'll get to a little bit later. But this was pretty much expected. Everyone expected the Celtics to go to the Eastern Conference Finals or to even go to the NBA Finals, and they are definitely championship favorites at the beginning of the season. So I'm here to talk about the Celtics team, what they did this season, and they're truly going to be able to beat the Dallas Mavericks in this year's NBA Finals. Before I get into it, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, very much appreciate it. All my socials are all in the description: Instagram, Twitter, Reel, all there for you guys. And let's get straight into the breakdown. To start off the video, we're going to go ahead and talk about the Jays on the Celtic team, Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum, because, you know, those two guys are the key pieces of this team. Jayson Tatum this year was in the MVP conversation, but he did not win the award. And then Jaylen Brown, he's going to be an all-NBA guy every single year. He's a hooper. Jayson Tatum in the regular season averaged 26 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists on 47% field goal shooting. He was hooping all right. Now, the reason why he really didn't get put in the MVP conversation, or, well, I guess he was in there, but he wasn't like necessarily in like the top 3 or the top 2 rankings for it, was because of his team, of course. When it comes to the most valuable player, people talk about how valuable you are to your team, and a lot of people think that without Jayson Tatum, this Celtic team would still be very good. 60 win good? Probably not, but they potentially could still be good with Jaylen Brown and all the other pieces they have around. But Jayson Tatum had another amazing year like he does every single year. And then, of course, you got Jaylen Brown. He averaged 23 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists on 49% field goal shooting. He's getting paid a lot of money to go ahead and do this, so he better be balling. Of course, he's also very, very smart, so I'm not surprised he went ahead and got the biggest contract in NBA history. But these two guys right here are the key guys on this Boston Celtics team, are gonna need to go ahead and hoop and do what they've been doing all season to go ahead and beat the Dallas Mavericks and win that championship. And then you got a guy named Jrue Holiday who was traded to the Portland Trail Blazers, so the Milwaukee Bucks to go ahead and get Damian Lillard. And then he went ahead and got traded to the Boston Celtics, and the Celtics pretty much didn't trade anything. Now, I hate people saying that we were wrong about Jrue Holiday because he's had a couple of good playoff games. The reason why Jrue Holiday is such a perfect piece on the Boston Celtics is because he's not a number 1, number 2, number 3 option. Honestly, he's pretty much like the number 5 option on this team when everyone's healthy. He doesn't need to go being that guy that go ahead and has to score 25 every night in order for us to win. That was his problem with the Milwaukee Bucks. He was the second option, and, you know, it just wasn't working out because he was shooting a lot of bricks, and I got a lot of bad memories of that. So Jrue Holiday, all he really has to do is get a couple of buckets and play some defense, the thing that he's best at. He's one of the best defensive players on the Celtic team. That's why he's such a perfect fit on the Celtic team and why he's just so good and had a couple of good playoff games in there. Because he will do that. He will hoop out in some games, but he also will have some very bad ones. And in the offseason, they went ahead and got Porzingis, which was another huge asset. When Porzingis is healthy, you know, he can make some plays, you know, he can score, he can rebound, he can do some great things for you. So that was another great thing that the Boston Celtics did this offseason, was getting Porzingis. And then you also have an amazing defensive player in Derek White. And in the beginning of the playoffs, this man was on a heater. He was shooting threes like crazy, so you can see he got that capability in him. And then, of course, you got guys coming off the bench like Peyton Pritchard. We saw towards the end of the season, he was just all around hooping in the games that he started in. The Time Lord Al Horford, he can make some big plays, and I know he's trying to win this championship so he can go ahead and finally retire. And then this team is coached by Joe Mazzulla, and say what you want about him. People say he's a mid, he's a bad head coach, he's overrated because he has a super team. Say what you want about him. He won 64 games this year as the Boston Celtics head coach, and he's on his way to the NBA Finals. And in his first year, which was all around insane, he got shoved into the situation where he had to be the head coach. He made it all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals, so you got to give some props to him, man. He's being impactful, and you just got to, you know, you just got to accept that, and you got to respect that. And of course, you got the GM, Brad Stevens. Clap it up for Brad Stevens, man. He did one hell of a job in the offseason, man. Porzingis, Jrue Holiday, as a Bucks fan myself, when I saw when the Celtics were cooking up, I was like, oh God, they are destroying it, absolutely killing free agency, Congrats to them. They made some wonderful trades. Now, let's get into the nitty and gritty about this playoff run they've been in, and let's get into, do I think they have a chance, and do I think they will win the NBA Finals this year? Well, oh well, this playoff run has been pretty interesting for the Boston Celtics. Of course, they went ahead and faced the Miami Heat in the first round, and they won in 5. You know, they pretty much got the gentleman's sweep, but Jimmy Butler didn't play. So they played an injured Miami Heat team without Jimmy Butler. People say, well, the Heat beat the Celtics Celtics last year in 7, so they would have been competition, and yeah, so all that happened. And then in the second round, they played the Cavaliers. Jarrett Allen got hurt, and Donovan Mitchell got hurt. So they went ahead and beat the Cavs in 5. And then they made their way to the Eastern Conference Finals, which, listen, they were going to lose anyway. If Tyrese Halliburton didn't get hurt, they were going to lose anyway. There was no way that this inexperienced Pacer team was going to make the NBA Finals first year. I know I was joking about the Bucks gimmick and all that. If that was like a real thing, they were not going to make the NBA Finals. If the Boston Celtics somehow lost this series, if Halliburton played, they'd be getting clowned on very hard right now. Pacer team was just too unexperienced to go ahead and, go to the finals their first year. That's all around ridiculous. So yeah, but like I mentioned, Tyrese went ahead and got hurt, and they went ahead and took care of him in 4 games. So you see a little pattern here that we're noticing. They played a lot of injured teams. Every team they played, someone has been injured that's important on this basketball team. So with that, people are saying that this is the easiest run for the Boston Celtics, easiest run ever to the finals, easiest run, which I guess they see their point of view, which I kind of agree with. This is like an insanely easy run. They have not played, like, the Eastern Conference has been so riddled with injuries. If everyone was healthy, I feel like the Celtics would have definitely had a tougher road, especially if like the Bucks, even though they didn't play them, if they were healthy, if the Knicks were fully healthy. There's been so many teams in the East that was just all around decimated with injuries. If everyone was healthy, I feel like we would be seeing a very different story right now. Would Boston still come on top? Yes, they'd probably still be the favorite too, but it would just probably be a different story. And with that, their NBA Finals matchup is going to be the Dallas Mavericks, which just has some insane storylines. Of course, you got Luka and Tatum, 2 young stars trying to cement themselves as one of the best NBA players in the world, if not the best NBA player in the world. You got Kyrie Irving's return to Boston, which is going to be all around huge. Game 1, seeing Kyrie warm up, I'm going to get chills, man. We all know the drama with Kyrie and the Celtic fans and all stuff like that, the suck my D, and then him stepping on Lucky, the Celtics logo, all that stuff. It's going to be all around drama, and it's going to be peak to see what Kyrie does. Kyrie, I can just feel it. He's going to just absolutely dominate this series. It's going to be amazing to watch. And of course, you got Porzingis when he go ahead and returns. He was a former Dallas Maverick. I know he wants to get his get back after getting traded to the freaking Washington Wizards. It's just going to be such a great series, and I'm honestly kind of glad that we got this finals matchup because there's so many storylines. It's going to be such an interesting thing to see. But can the Boston Celtics win it? Well, of course, they're going to be, the favorite team to go ahead and win it. There's a lot of guys in the media that are trying to make it sound like the Celtics are underdogs, but they shouldn't be. The Celtics are the better team. They have an insane starting 5. They got some great depth. They have a pretty good head coach. And the Dallas Mavericks, well, they're a good team too. They got the top 3 player in the NBA being Luka. They got Kyrie Irving. They got Gapper. They got Lively. They got some players. They got Jayson Kidd at head coach. This series, in my opinion, it's going to be very close. I still cannot figure out who I want to take. I want to take Dallas, and I also want to take Boston. I have a feeling it's going to go to Game 7. It's going to go to Game 7, and Game 7 is going to be in the Garden, and it's going to come all the way down to that. Can this Boston Celtics team win the NBA Finals? For sure. They have every pieces that they need. Jayson Tatum needs to put a way better final stats than he did last time, though, because them final stats in 2022 were very ugly. If he does that again, there's going to be some nasty combos about him in the NBA Finals. But pretty much everyone in the Celtics got to pull out. They got to do what they've been doing. Holiday got to play some defense. They got to figure out some way to stop Luka, because I know that's going to be the hardest thing. And if you're not able to stop Luka, you got to find a way to slow down Kyrie and slow down those other role players. If not, you're going to be in trouble. So this Boston Celtics team, for sure, they have a chance. I know they've had an easy road, and I feel like competition is going to catch up to them a little bit in this series. So, things are going to be a little bit different because they're actually playing, a healthy team, and they're not playing a team that's been decimated by injuries. And both of these teams have had like pretty much a week of rest because, Game 4, Game 5. So everyone's pretty much well rested, and they're ready to play some finals NBA basketball, and I'm truly so excited. I think the Boston Celtics have a chance. I want you guys to know in the comments, though, who do you have winning the NBA Finals, the Dallas Mavericks or the Boston Celtics? I would love to hear what you guys got to say. Me personally, I will officially upload a video probably Wednesday on who my finals prediction is, because I still don't know. I still got to watch some more film. I still got to figure out some things who I want to take. But do I think the Boston Celtics can win the NBA championship this year? Yes, it's for sure. They've had an amazing season, and all they got to do is put all the pieces together and win 4 games. I know it's easier than it really is. I know it sounds easier than it really is just saying it like that, but it is a tough challenge, and they're gonna have to do it. But that's gonna be the video for today, guys. If you enjoyed, please drop a like and subscribe. It is very much appreciated. I love every single one of you guys on the road to getting 5,000 subscribers. I would love to hit it very, very soon, and I will see you guys in the next video.